In communities like ours, we are impacted by not having conversations like this, by not being included in conversations like this. We are impacted by environmental racism, frankly. And so we really need to have that broader, bigger discussion on how we can collaboratively work with all of the organizations that's involved with this endeavor today. And so I know over the course of today and tomorrow, there's going to be some really good things going on. I've actually already been told about what's going to happen next year. So I'm glad to see that there is that sustainability. Because if you're going to do this once and make it a flash in the pan, it's going nowhere. But if you do this annually, year in and year out, particularly when you're reaching out to diverse populations, I think it's a great thing. I think it just makes your efforts even stronger, and it makes this community and the city and the families and the individuals that live here and work here even stronger. So I want to just say thank you so much for you being here. Have a great summit today and tomorrow. And with that said, I am going to introduce the next speaker, who is the executive director of Ms. Marcia Kim.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Tompkins. My name is Marcia, and the leader of two initiatives, neighborhoods, groups in Hyde Park. The first is called the West Fairmont Hill Community Group, which is a community around 400 people in Hyde Park, 400 houses in Hyde Park, just at the southernmost tip of Hyde Park. In fact, at the end of my street starts Milton. That's how southern we are. And I also am the leader and founder of the Racial Equity and Justice Forum of Hyde Park, an initiative that we are working on to really both elevate the conversation and really realize what equity looks like in community. I will say that I've been really proud to be a part of the coalition's work, understanding that Hyde Park as a community is physically quite distant from the waterfront. And so when you talk about inclusion, you wonder, does inclusion include in spaces, right? And when you talk about, at least for me, access, I think of access starting with proximity. And so for me, my work is to be sure that the waterfront and all of its partners and its work is in proximity, not just physically, but really more mentally and connectionally to Hyde Park. And so that's the work that I've been doing in leading focus groups around how inclusivity looks like in Hyde Park with the waterfront, as well as leading the charge to engage residents in some of the activities that the coalition has been doing. We led a wellness activity that was part of our second annual Juneteenth celebration in June. We also have been inviting folks to be participants actively in a lot of the Friday night events that have been happening as part of the coalition's work. And then most recently, I've been a part of the tours where the Waterfront Coalition has sought to be sure that we all understand what's happening around the city as we talk about waterfront work and development. And that's important for us to know what's going on, because part of access is to know what's going on. And so I've been really grateful that I've been a part of the partnership's work and knowing what's going on and seeing the work and giving it proximity, both visually and mentally, for our residents. And so I'm really thrilled to be here. I think you're going to have a great day in the summit. I look forward to doing it with you and talking about it with you. And let me introduce the next speaker after me, who's going to share a bit about the ICA, Miss Kelly Gifford from the Institute of Contemporary Art. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Gifford. I am the Deputy Director of Public Engagement and Planning at the Institute of Contemporary Boston. I'd like to start off by thanking the Coalition for bringing us all together today for this important conversation. We had the opportunity to host the Coalition's closing event for Waterfront Wellness Week last June with Jimmy Hills, who brought down hundreds and hundreds of people to the ICA Seaport. I think that we all share the collective vision of ensuring that the waterfront is a welcoming place for all and a resource. When the ICA was built, our architects envisioned that the building's front was facing Boston Harbor, so that was the museum's front yard. Because of this, we've devoted a large footprint of our building to outdoor space with our plaza and grandstand, which is open to the public 24/7. At any time, you can see people enjoying lunch, exercising. We've had pop-up celebrations out there, and loads of people come down to take their wedding photographs on our grandstand with Boston Harbor as the backdrop. We also activate the space with our own programming, including free programs for families and children, musical series, dance performances, and pop-up talks. In 2018, we really expanded our vision of Boston Harbor by opening a free art space in East Boston directly across from the museum and launching an ICA water shuttle, which is not an easy thing to do for a contemporary art museum with no experience in how to run a water shuttle. Since opening, we've welcomed over 100,000 people to the watershed, and we've also given 70,000 people access to the harbor through the water shuttle program and bringing people back and forth to East Boston. I'm really thrilled to be a part of this coalition and really welcome the expertise that all of you bring to the waterfront and being able to learn from that, especially from the panelists that are coming up today and our work with the coalition and all of you to protect the waterfront and make it accessible for all. Now I'd like to introduce State Representative China Tyler. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy that you are all here today. Again, I'm Representative China Tyler, and I have the pleasure of serving you all at the State House and the people of the 7th Suffolk District on Beacon Hill, as well as being the chairwoman of the Massachusetts Black and Latino Caucus. And I first also, too, wanted to start off by thanking the Coalition for Resilient and Inclusive Waterfront for your hard work in convening this very important event here. I'm very grateful, and I think that the end goal here is to ensure that we provide access to opportunity to those that traditionally wouldn't have so, because Boston is made up of very many amazing neighborhoods that do a lot for our communities, and the waterfront is one that is very beautiful and a part of that coalition of neighborhoods, but also, too, one that is full of potential, yet that also, too, provides endless wellness opportunities for folks throughout the Commonwealth. Again, I love going to the water, I love going to the beach, and it just does something to me. And so if we can ensure that it not only is beautiful and full of amazing programming, but the infrastructure is right, we can continue that, Boston being one of the places that has one of the most beautiful neighborhoods. So I want to thank you all for being here, and I wanted to assure you that you have some amazing partners in the state legislature to be able to make any end goals possible that you come up with this coalition and this event. So thank you again, and we appreciate you having us this morning. So thank you.